The final stop on the road to WrestleMania was tonight's SmackDown, which took place in Baltimore, Maryland. And I thought this was a very entertaining show. Really, the whole focus of the show was WrestleMania. Everything on the show was just designed to build up to WrestleMania. They had to squeeze a lot of stuff in. There was a lot of stuff there in which they had to announce matches late. There was a lot going on the show. And we start off with Kevin Owens. He has AJ Styles and Randy Orton in the match. It just seems like there's so much going on. There's about 17 matches, I think, on the show, that a match like Randy Orton and AJ Styles would probably be better suited if this was taking place maybe at a SummerSlam or something like that, because I think they'd have more time to build it up. It's just there's so much crammed in. They have to do so much because they want to get everyone on the show, and they're having so many matches and so many spots, and the show's going to be about 200 hours, or at least probably 7.5 hours most likely. The thing is, a match like this it does feel like an afterthought. It's been overshadowed by a lot, and it's not really a title match. It's just a singles match. So you would think Randy Orton and AJ Styles would have a more high-profile match, but as a match, they could steal the show. I think this might open the show. They can have one of the best matches. So you have Kevin Owens doing his talk show. By the way, I don't know if Kevin Owens has a match. He's probably just going to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, but I don't think he's going to have a singles match on the show at all. And Orton rips into Styles first. He talks about Styles wrestling in front of bingo hall, stuff like that, in front of 50 people, while Randy Orton was wrestling in the main event of WrestleMania in front of 100,000 people. And then AJ Styles gets Orton really good here. What he says is, yeah, you were failing drug tests, which was very much, I think that would have worked a lot better 7-8 years ago. I think now it's 2019. Orton hasn't had anything on his record in just so long, but they still Orton doesn't. I don't think Orton that bothers him too much. I think that's just a burn people like to go at Orton with. But they had them fight after, and Orton hits an RKO and he lays out AJ. So Orton looks strong. It usually means you're losing on a pay-per-view, but I don't think that really means much anymore. They have the opening tag match, which is a Fatal 4-Way tag match. You have Aleister Black, Ricochet, the Usos. This is an 8-man tag. Black, Ricochet, and the Usos against Nakamura, Rusev, and The Bar. The Usos get the win. After the match, you have the WrestleMania host, Alexa Bliss, gracing us all with her beauty, comes out, and she rips into the Usos, and she was talking about SmackDown. She was talking about things have changed since the last time she was on. I don't think she's been on in about 2 years. Yeah, 2 years since we've seen her on SmackDown. And she announces the Usos are going to have to defend their titles in a Fatal 4-Way tag team match against The Bar, Rusev and Nakamura, and Aleister Black and Ricochet. So I think that leaves the Revival, the Raw Tag Team Champions, open. I think they're probably going to face Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. That's according to rumors, which is a joke. But that's what people are reporting. You have the Iconics come out, and my God, Peyton Royce is absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful woman. Damn, that Ty Dillinger is a lucky motherfucker. Yeah, you really had to have been that unhappy in the WWE that you'd leave Peyton Royce, you're gonna miss time with being on with her on the road, spending time with her to do independent wrestling. Yeah, he really messed up. So Billie Kay does opens it up. She talks about them winning the titles, and Peyton talks. And it's they have the worst voices ever. It's unbelievably annoying. They're just horrible. They do that stupid iconic pose. It's a horrible promo. Even though how hot Peyton Royce is, it doesn't matter because the promo is fucking terrible. And they're really gonna hold that match down. I wish it was just Bayley and Sasha against Beth Phoenix and Natalya. It'd probably be a much better match. They show what happened last week at the end of Raw. Miz comes out and he's talking before the match, and he's cutting a promo, but then Sanity comes out, and Shane announces it's going to be a handicap match. And then during the match, what happens is Shane interrupts, and he now announces it's a false count anywhere. So to a preview of their match at WrestleMania. One thing I was hoping with Shane McMahon and The Miz, I don't think they can't do this because they don't have the budget. It's Falls Count Anywhere. Wouldn't it be really cool if they did something like Roddy Piper and Goldust from WrestleMania 12 and just like fight all over New York City? I think that'd be really cool. I think it's impossible to pull off, but like them fighting in New York City monuments would be really, really cool. It reminded me of the hardcore title like 20 years ago when they would fight in rivers and they fought in that mini amusement park or something. I wish like we can see more of that. I love like really goofy stuff like that. I wish they can fight in New York City or something. But I think it's just going to be Shane jumping off something. Probably they might have a big Statue of Liberty set up on the entrance. I don't know what the set's going to be, but it'll be something where Shane can jump off, and that'll probably be how the match ends. But with Sanity, they fight backstage, they fight in the production trucks. That's where the match ends. He destroys Eric Young and he pins him. So Sanity's not very happy at all. There's so many guys. Like this roster's so overcrowded. No one can be featured. So as Shane leaves, they show Becky Lynch coming out of a police car, and she makes her way to the ring. Becky comes out. Corey Graves was in the ring. He introduced her, and Becky, instead of getting in the ring, she stands on top of the announcer's booth, and she cuts the go-home promo, basically, for WrestleMania. I thought Becky was very good here. She was very strong. I liked her promo. She talked about how it was full circle. That was really the meaning of her promo, how everything comes first full circle. She really doesn't necessarily talk about the entire women's revolution when they first debuted. She talks about SummerSlam and when she turned on Charlotte, and that was the evolution of Becky Lynch. That was when Becky Lynch truly became a superstar. That night, it was a triple threat with Becky, Charlotte, and Carmella. Carmella is the champ, and she loses to Charlotte. And in that match, Charlotte pinned Becky, and after the match, Becky beats the shit out of Charlotte. The fans are cheering her. The company still wants to push Charlotte as the babyface and Becky as the heel. They boo the hell out of Charlotte. They cheer Becky. Becky just keeps getting more and more over as a heel, and then she is so over as a heel, such a badass heel, she slowly becomes a babyface. She has the stuff with Ronda, then Nia Jax breaks her nose, she becomes more over, she becomes sympathetic, she wins the Royal Rumble. It's just been an amazing year. Becky Lynch has to, and if they have Charlotte win, I'll consider stop doing videos. And I hate being that fan. I hate to do that. That fan says, you know what, if they don't give me what I want, I'm not watching. But seriously, if they screw over Becky here, man, it's like, do I even want to like do these reviews anymore for this company? I would consider stop. I'll fine. I'll say it. If Becky Lynch does not win, I will stop LRMania reviews. There will be no more LRManias. I won't review Raw. I won't review WrestleMania 36 or any of the shows in between then. I am done. If Becky gets screwed at WrestleMania and it's a horrible finish, no more LRMania. LRMania is dead. But I have confidence she will win. I think she will, but I'm not, it's Vince McMahon. Becky's not the one. It's Charlotte. But Becky could win. Anyway, I really liked her. The fans love her. It's hard not to like her. It's like, she's great. She was really passionate. She was really happy. She's ecstatic. She's getting this opportunity. She looked really good standing on top of the announcer's booth because they got some really great camera angles of her standing like right under the WrestleMania sign, which looked really good visuals. So that's your go-home promo. No Ronda or Charlotte on the show, which was very interesting. I'm not sure why, because they advertised them. Like that graphic kind of had them, all three of them there. So the show, like the announcer is going to be an 18 mixed tag team person match, and they show all of the baby faces in the back, and then Naomi's having her hair played with Nikki Cross, and Naomi, there's a lot to say about her. She's been complaining a lot. All of them there. Otis is being an idiot. So you have the 18 person tag. You have Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Tucker Knight, Otis. Otis and Tucker. We only have the first name now. R-Truth. Naomi, Asuka, Nikki Cross, and Carmella against Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows. Both those guys will be gone soon. Andrade, EC3, Shelton Benjamin, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Zelina Vega, and Lana. A lot of unhappy campers in some of these matches. I'm sure some of the men and some of the women are very unhappy being left in the battle royals. I don't understand why the Hardys are not in that tag match. I don't get it. I want to see the Usos and the Hardys in a ladder match. I think that would have been great. Most people really want to see that. I don't know why we can't get the Usos and the Hardys even in the singles match, a tag match. Why are we getting the Hardys in the battle royal? Why? It makes no sense. It sucks. Anyway, They do a dance break spot. It turns into a complete melee. Everyone gets thrown out. They have Mandy Rose and Otis have a funny spot. Otis gets thrown out. Everyone's being thrown out. But one thing that sucks is they always have to have the woman beat up the men. It's not believable. Men can't hit one, but the woman beat up the men. They have Nikki Cross choking out Shelton Benjamin. You have Asuka throwing guys out. I think she threw out Jeff Hardy. It's this is not believable. They always fine if you're gonna have men and women hit each other, which I don't like. I hate the idea of intergender wrestling. I hate that stupid independent intergender wrestling. It sucks. So if you're gonna do that, it has to be 50-50. Why can't the men hit the woman? It's always someone having to beat up the men. That segment on Raw, which they're beating up security guards. You have to do it both ways. It's so much political correctness. The woman always has to beat up the man. Just sucks sometimes. So, New Day's in the back. You have Samoa Joe against Ali. We can't call him Mustafa Ali. Ali. Joe wins. Ali's he's in a weird spot. Some say he could have had the title match against Daniel Bryan. I don't think so. I think it was going to be Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens. And then Kofi got really over, and Kofi took Owens' spot. I don't think he took Ali's spot. I don't think Ali was going to get this. So you have Bryan and Rowan out, and then Kofi is out, and this is your main event segment. This is your final go-home segment before WrestleMania. It's a contract signing. You have Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston in the ring. Good promo. Baltimore hates Daniel Bryan. They're booing him heavily. He rips into Baltimore. You can see some of the crowd reactions. He's calling them losers. What he's saying is, don't be like Kofi. He talks how Kofi was on the sidelines for 11 years, and then Kofi cuts a good promo too. He talks about how Daniel Bryan, when he first saw him, how he quickly became champion. It's like he admired Daniel Bryan, and I'm sure he really does in real life. And I thought this was a great promo by Kofi. It was very passionate. It got really good at the end, and it makes you want to see it. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the match. I'm sure they're going to have a great match. So that's it. That's how the show went off the air. No smashing. You have to have one contract signing before WrestleMania. Kofi signs it, and they'll have the match. So, 3 biggest matches of the night at WrestleMania. It's going to be Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston. You have Brock and Seth, and you have the women's triple threat. How you finish those matches is interesting. You could have the 3 baby faces, or Becky, Seth, and Kofi. Are you going to have all 3 of them win? I do not think so. Could you have 2 of them win? Probably one. One of them is going to win for sure. It's just, this is WWE. They do so many bad finishes at WrestleMania now. It's not always a babyface WrestleMania. Last year was heel heavy. Don't be surprised if WWE always has to do that unhappy, depressing finish in which the heel wins, and all right, we're going to build a babyface later. They're going to get their rematch, and then the fans stop caring, and the babyface just fades away. That happens every single time, and I'm afraid we're going to get some of that on the show. So I hope they prove me wrong, and I hope WrestleMania is a good show. This show was okay. It was fun. It was a fun show to watch. WrestleMania, SmackDown usually before Mania is always a fun show because it's exciting. It's like WrestleMania is going to be in a few days. It's fun to watch the product right before like to watch the finishing touches right before WrestleMania. It's been a crazy build, this road to WrestleMania. I mean, the build-up to some matches has been stronger than others. I just think they need to organize WrestleMania more, because if they're just going to do these 17-hour shows, I wish next year they'd start putting WrestleMania as a 2-night show. I really want them to do that. I just feel having WrestleMania as one giant long night, it's too much. I think matches are going to be hurt like they were the last couple years when you have such a long show. So this Sunday, WrestleMania. I just hope the man comes around.